Okay, so good evening. Welcome to the third session on understanding Bazi. So we are still at the so-called, perhaps at a fundamental level to understand the theory and the concept first of all. And I think after we go through the 10-day master to understand the elements that are necessary, to understand the seasons and the useful gods, what is necessary, then the next step, of course, will be more to diagnose how each person will relate to their, each person will have their. So first we understand the traits and characteristics. Then later we can move on to things like relationship and to wealth and also to health. Health, of course, will be quite another area to look at as well. Now, uh, despite any studies or any pachi that is the, I just say pachi lah because it's Cantonese and the pachi is that it always come back to the fundamental of these five elements. So the strength lies into these five elements that if you're very quick on your feet, that you understand very quickly how these five elements interact, then many things will become very, very logical. Even when you go and study feng shui or even I Ching or Qi, you'll get the same thing as well. The five elements will always come to play. Now we do know that our life here on earth will be temporary, that all of us will one day pass on. So therefore the study of five elements also look into the elements that give us life as well as the elements that take it away. And so usually the elements that take it away, but of course it'll be more than that, is normally the fiat one, which is the 17, the elements that counter each other. Okay, so last week we start off with the first of the day master. So the first of the day master is normally the Wood. So somehow in the studies of the Pachi, the first of the 10 stems we start off with is Jia. That means the Yang Wood. Okay, so the Yang Wood tends to be wood, of course, as wood is the only element. So out of the five elements, wood is the element that is life, that is organic. Now, somehow in further ancient studies of the elements, especially Western, Western doesn't really have the five elements, they have the four elements. The four elements doesn't really include earth. And you can also see why, because earth is the center, whereby the four elements, but then they don't call it wood, they call it wind. And Yi Wood today is also known as wind, the wind element. Right? So sometimes wind, sometimes, especially the study of Yi Ching. Yi Ching, when they look at wood, also sometimes denote as wind, is pervasive. But anyway, we'll come to that a bit more. Okay, so we look into Chia. So Chia, as we consider Yang Wood, the first element to be benevolent. And so deeply rooted. So a tree that is deeply rooted will be a strong wood. And of course, it provides trees and it provides shades for animals. So therefore, the symbolism for Chia is usually, of course, denoted by what we call is normally denoted to be what do you call it, to be benevolent, to be benevolent. Right. Now, how do you basically what are the key advice can we give to a child, and what are the one thing that normally if you want to consider wood is as mentioned, there's always a cliche that uh, the thing about wood is growth. The thing about wood is that it's organic, it's about growth. And usually when we look into a chia wood person, male or female, it would be expected that the manifestation of strong good chia chi is tall. The person needs to be tall. If the person is tall, the person is prosperous, so to speak. But the thing, of course, is there is also a saying that we talk about it is that what the saying, of course, is that the tallest tree in the jungle, the tallest tree in the jungle attracts axes. And so if ever there's one advice to give to chia wood is don't stand out. Sad to say, don't stand out. But sometimes the reason why the advice is given is because that is the very nature of a chat wood, the ability to stand out. So, you know, the advice must be, I mean, if you give me an advice to say, don't smoke, it's like, but I'm not a smoker. So, a good advice nonetheless, but an advice that is not needed. So, chat wood. Now, let's say, for example, uh, uh, anyone knows around the share market, what stock that is very, very popular at the moment? Anybody knows that? What kind of stock that's very, very popular at the moment? In the market? If I say, wow, this stock, this year, one company in Malaysia did very, very well. It's very popular. Anybody in share market? I don't know.
Top glove.
Top glove. My husband
Okay.
said.
Sorry.
My husband said top glove.
Top glove. Okay. So the founder. So the key face of Top Glove is Datuk Lee Wing Chai.
Yeah, he is thin and tall.
Thin and tall, fantastic. A good manifestation of a typical Chia and Chia shirt. Therefore, metal cut. It's a very good. So thin and tall. So therefore, Top Glove is essentially so he is a Chia. So he's a Chia shirt. So Chia. And of course, yeah. So he's thin. He's tall. That's like a tree. And of course, this year he really stands out. This year he really stands out. And when a Chawood stands out, he will begin to attract a lot of access really. Therefore, you can also find that that people are going after him. People are going after him. The politicians are crying for windfall tax, and then they gonna summon, investigate, and all kinds of issues will begin to come up. And so sometimes the advice is that if he wants to take care of his Top Glove company, he should find ways to not take the leadership position. Like Warren Buffett, of course, is not Chia, his friend, but Warren Buffett is not the CEO. He's the analyst or the advisor for the company, but he's like behind the scene, that kind of position. So these are not the person who would stand out, so to speak. So in a way, that would be the one thing that always the thing that comes to. Okay, so when you see a chatwood, no. So the best way to kill a chatwood is to, not say the kill, the best way to bring a chatwood people down is to claim that he's number one. To claim that he's number one. The moment he's identified to be number one, then that will be usually the one that attracts a lot more position that comes in. So okay, so anyway, that would be typically I've seen a few chatwood also. It happens to be that way. They just can't be number one. But the problem is they can be number one, you see. They can be number one, and because of especially the strong good ones. But that is why maybe Chiman Tuncha is named after the fact that Chiman, mysterious doll, hiding the Chia. Therefore, maybe this guy needs a lot of Chiman Tuncha advice, literally to hide the Chia. So that's where the name comes from, Chiman Tuncha, mysterious doll hiding the Chia, the king. So therefore, that would be where if you're the king, you have to hide something along from the Keng, which is obviously the bad guy in the Chiman Tuncha analysis. All right, so that is the one part just to look into how we analyze the Chia Daymaster. So today we'll move on to the second one, which is the Yi Daymaster. Now, yin and yang, of course, will always be the opposite. Yin, on the other hand, is not benevolent. It's not usually benevolent. It's more crafty. It's more manipulative. So manipulation in a very, very good manner. Manipulation is in the concept of net. So the thing about wood people is their ability to connect, the ability to network. But once again, remember, it works both sides. So sometimes I always get feedback say, hey, you say good in networking, but this guy very lonely, or this guy don't know people. That's the, if it's the networking means the person will be attributed to be very good or very bad in that sense. So we have to look into the date wood or the wicker wood or things like that. So sometimes reading can be exact opposite. When I was during my early years, I look and say, wow, this one, well side by side, very rich. And then the person say, no, born from a very, very poor family. So something along the lines. Like the exact opposite was actually the true reading. So I think, of course, you have to be careful when we go deeper, especially when, like I said, there's always some exception to the rule. Okay, Yi Wood basic Yin. Now Yin Daymaster. Yin Daymaster tends to be more introvert. Yin people overall, Yin overall tends to solve their problem by not direct confrontation. So, so the way the personality goes in Yin Wood, especially Yi Wood, is they do not confront direct. They go behind the scene. So therefore, they normally plot behind. So they are very gentle, very nice in front, but they are behind. And the thing, of course, in the case of the Yin Wood, lies in what I call the damsel in distress. The damsel in distress. So the strength in Yin Wood, which is also denoted by flower, the flower. So the pretty flower who will be able to cry for the knight in shining armor. Now, in terms of heavenly stamp, Yi Wood combines with what? Yi Wood combines with what? What does Yi Wood combines with? Anybody? What is the combination of the heaven stamp?
He would combine with Keng. He would combine with Keng.
Yeah. Yi Wood, guess right. Yi Wood combines with Keng. So the combination of Yi Wood combines with Keng. So Yi Wood is the pretty flower, the damsel in distress that can attract Keng metal. Keng is that knight in the shining armor. Therefore, the hero. So the Yi Wood has the capability of calling for hero. So they will play the role of witness. They will play the role of needing help, and they will get the Keng metal to fulfill his ambition of becoming the hero. Because Keng metal feels good when they help people. Keng is justice. Therefore, therefore the Yit has this. So therefore the power lies in that. So this networking lies mostly in the art of manipulating and managing people. So that is a strength. That is a strength of the Yit. All right, so that will be the first part. So the art of manipulation. Now, Yang mostly is very much, I'll do it myself. That's Yang. Yin is always the other side. Who can help me? Who can help me? Who can I manage? Not like I said, when I use the word manipulation, or when I use the word, it's not, I wouldn't say that it's negative, right? Because I know that the word manipulation sounds very negative. But manager shares the same origin word as manipulate. Manage people means, so Yin will be that manager, that the one that will not get their hands dirty, but they will be able to get other people to do other things. So therefore that is the first part into it. So very good in socialization, very good in socializing, very good in persuasion. And flower, very good in attracting attention. Attracting attention. All right, but let's move along to look into the nature of the Yi and the Yin Wood. So best skills in Yin Wood is delegation, frontline people, negotiation, talking. Therefore, they know how to talk. Now, of course, there's a lot of rivalry between Yin Wood and the seven killing message. These two enemies. These two are enemies. And these enemies in the sense that they are competitors. These two competes. These two have very similar skills. These two are basically very showy, very good in talking, and these two are in a way the characteristics are similar into one. But between these two, what is the advantage of Yin Wood over Sin Metal? the one advantage is that Yin Wood is very good at using rock wealth.
Using
What
what
is the,
again?
sorry?
Sin Matter and Yin Wood using what again?
No, Sin Metal and Yi Wood shares very close characteristics. These two are smooth talkers. These two can talk. These two can negotiate. These two, that means they have very strong, these two are showy. One is a flower, one is a diamond. Therefore, they like the attention. They can get people to do things. So that means Yin Wood and Sin Metal share many characteristics. But there's one advantage that Yin Wood has over Sin Metal. The one thing is the power of using the rock wealth. What is the rock wealth to a Yin Wood? What is the rock wealth to a Yin Wood? What is the rock wealth to a Yin Wood? This one needs a lot of
Water.
nope. Rock wood is normally your same element but opposite nature.
Oh, I see. Okay. The other one was friend, Rockwell and friend.
That's right. Rock wealth and friend. So rock wealth means what? Rock wealth means, that means if you are Yin Wood, if you are Yin, the element that is same as yours, the opposite is your rock wealth.
Companion. Well,
So
yeah.
rock wealth is Yang Wood. So for the Yin Wood, their rock wealth is the
Companion element.
companion element. So the Yi Wood, and the Yang Wood. So the Yang is the rock wealth. Rock wealth denotes partnership. Rock wealth denotes frenemies. The one that can also literally rob your wealth. So indicating that if the season is unfavorable, if the element is unfavorable, when rock wealth luck pillar comes, there might be lawsuits and there may be people who may basically take your wealth away. But so between the Yi and the Yang, the Yi is the parasite to the Yang. So Yang Wood people have to be a bit more careful about Yi. Therefore, the idea that means to a Yang Wood, one advice, of course, be careful of Yi. Be careful of it. Because a tree competes for sunlight. A tree competes for sunlight, and the Yi climbs on top of the Yang. Therefore, in terms of competition, Yi tends to outperform or tends to beat Yang. So therefore, Yi takes advantage of Yang. So they're very skillful in harnessing the wealth element. Okay, so that would be so the Yi has power over the Yang. Yi has the power over the Yang. Okay, so that's where we consider to look into. Now, the thing about flower, of course, sometimes in a way, creepy crawlers. So Yin Wood is they're just so opposite to one another. The opposite to one another is that the picture of a Yang, is a picture of a strong, stable tree, uprooted. But the picture of a Yi is that Yi doesn't have a trunk. They do not have a spine. So therefore, they are flexible. While the Chia is very stubborn. While the Chia is a slow learner. Any parents with a Chia Wood children have to be very patient because they normally grow up slower than others. So the anxiety of a parent is that you see that their children are not as smart and as performing as others. But Be patient, give time, because chia grows slower than other elements. So they're not quick-witted. That is why they are stubborn. That's why they are opinionated, very hard to accept, very hard to change, very hard to be uprooted. But now the yi is just the other opposite. The yin and yang is the yin and yang of the wood is that one is sturdy, one is flexible. And therefore yi learns very fast, crawls very quick-witted. But the thing is, of course, when you don't have a spine, sometimes you are la lang, la lang. Therefore, Yi Wood is fickle-minded, fickle-minded. And so, in a way, the nature of beware of the Yi, is for people like him, who is the king, who is basically the leader and the strong company. Then one of the advice is beware of Yi partners, because if ever there's any partnership or joint venture with a Yi, it is mostly a parasitic experience, and these people tend to be fickle and then they change their mind. So therefore, these are the pro side of it. So definitely no hard work, definitely no hard work, no abuses. Cannot withstand. Yin overall is like that. They are not built for very hard work. And the thing about Yin Wood that people don't like is because they combine with their bosses. They combine with the bosses. So they have be very skillful in managing upwards. So generally, Yin Wood can be despised because of their ability to manage up rather than manage down. You want good down manager, you look for a Chi Earth person. Chi Earth is fantastic in managing up and managing down. But Yi Wood manage up, don't really manage down. That would be it. Jackson Lee says Dr. M. Correct lah, Dr. M. Mahathir. Mahathir is definitely politicians, I tell you. The soul of politicians, the big group of them, mostly all Yi Wood, either Yi Wood or Sin Metal politicians. So therefore, yep, Mahathir. So Mahathir is Yi Daymaster. And last week we also say that Najib is also Yi Wood. So Najib is Yi Wood and Mahathir is Yi Wood. Therefore, what to do? The country is run by Yi Wood. Countries are all the because one has the ability to manipulate, the ability to get people smooth talker. These are the skill of the politicians. And again, politicians don't get their hands dirty. They don't. They don't work. I mean, that is they don't withstand hard work and abuses. So therefore, that would be the scenario. Okay, now, so that it will be it. Let's look into what the Yi Wood needs. Wood people are needy people because wood needs a lot of other elements. Wood needs earth. Oh, they love earth. So therefore, because wood needs earth to grow. As they need earth to grow. What is earth? What is earth to a wood person? What is earth to a wood person? What is earth to a wood person?
Well,
Wealth. Oh yes. Therefore, wood loves wealth, of course. So wood loves wealth. Wood needs water. And they need fire, of course. Only one type of fire, which is the yang fire. Therefore, wood needs yang fire, the sun. So you need the sun, you need the water, you need the earth. So that is why wood is very needy, very, very needy. And so parents with wood children will tend to find that the wood one is very clingy, very needy, because of that. And so because Yi Wood needs earth, and the kind of earth that is nurturing, the mother earth that is nurturing is the yin earth. The yin earth is the
Ji Earth.
Chi earth is the nurturing earth. Yang not so good. Mountain yang, dry rock is not necessarily very useful. But anyway, it both ways also work, because we do know that that's the thing about Yi Wood. Yi Wood is more of a survivor. So the main strength is survival, because at the end of the day, Yi Wood can survive on both Yang Earth and Yin Earth the same. They're able to survive, they're able to grow in many other aspects as well. So in a way, but Chi Earth is always more preferred. And what is Chi Earth? What is Chi Earth to Yin Wood? Yin and Yin. Yin and Yin means same element. Same element means to the Yin Wood. Chi Earth is what? Chi Earth is indirect. Well,
Indirect well.
indirect well. Because Wu Earth, Wu Earth is Yang. Wu Earth is Yang. Yang is what? Yang is
Yang is direct well.
direct well. Yes. So to a Yin, to a Yi Wood, to a Yi Wood Daymaster, Chi Earth is indirect, Wu Earth is direct. And between these two types of Earth, Chi Earth is more nurturing. Therefore, that is why Yi Wood people prefer indirect rather than direct. Direct means attention to details, meticulous work lah, real work. While indirect wealth is lottery, dumb luck, share market. So that's why the Yi Wood always like shortcuts, indirect wealth. So the preference for indirect wealth, side deals is usually part of their what they like, what they like. So that's the Yi Wood people. Definitely manifest by no offense to all these Yi Wood people out there. Oh, you call me like that, but politicians, that's why politicians. Oh, this one sure very rich, because the Yi Wood got Yin Earth here. Oh, when wealth is at your man pillar, you'll be very rich, very rich. Mahati also very rich, got what? Got Chi Earth here, got Chi Earth here. Wow, got Chi Earth here. So therefore, got wealth. And also rooted. But to be a politician, prime minister level, most of the time rooted really. So therefore, normally these are the rooted elements with indirect wealth. So Najib, indirect wealth is the structure. You can see the indirect wealth structure. And for Mahathir also, also indirect wealth. All right. Okay, so Malaysia is lucky to be ruled by the Yi Wood, who looks for a lot of indirect. But that's the nature, that's the nature. I mean, it's like human nature. You want nurturing earth or you want hard earth. Of course, I want nurturing earth. Therefore, the potential into there. So therefore, that is the Yi Wood, prone to have side deals. So therefore, the earth needs the fertile soil. And so the best earth is the ox. So the best of all the 4 earthly branches. But of course, the Yi Earth has got 2 only lah. Ox and which one? Wei lah. So you have the Yi Chou and Yi Wei. So that later we go to the 6th Daymaster, isn't it? Then we can see which is the best. All right. So therefore, they can climb over the Chiak to survive. They can climb over to receive sunlight. Therefore, the power of the Yi. So Yi is a very powerful animal. And the other element, of course, is if you spurn a Yi Wood, they very prone to hire assassins to kill you. So be careful. They won't kill you direct because Yin, but they are very prone to bring gangsters to harm you. Why? Because who can the Yi Wood call to harm you? The Keng. Therefore, the Yi arranged the Keng to come. Keng is the element that kills. The Keng is coming into the part. Therefore, that's where this is where the Yi Daymaster comes to be. Okay, move along. And so now, and again now, how many Yits are there? How many Yi Woods are there? And so again, what should we have? The first one will be the
Eat rabbit.
Eat rabbit. Yep, that's right. So you have the Eat rabbit. You have
Eat
take the
snake.
first Eat snake. All right, very good.
Eat
So
goat.
we have Eat goat, right? So
Eat
you have the
rooster.
Eat rabbit. Yep.
Eat rooster.
Eat rooster. All right. So these are you
Eat
bring
pig.
up eat pig. Okay, very good. Excellent.
Eat. Mm. Oh.
All right. Sorry. You have your
Eat
rabbit. Then
ox.
you have your
Pig.
ox. Okay.
Rabbit. Yeah,
Pig. Yeah,
okay.
that's
Yeah.
right. So what?
Ox.
Ox. Okay. Ox. So the yin and yang, if the yang wood is benevolent, the yi is not. The yi is not. Oh, sorry. I think Jackson, thank you. Somehow I have accidentally pressed the free screen. Okay, thank you. Yeah. If the screen doesn't move, please let me know. I tend to talk a lot. Okay, so let's bring them out. Bring them out. Now, when I say the Yi Wood is not benevolent, no, words I say, I do not, I am not forming judgment, because sometimes like the words like manipulation, the word like not benevolent may not sound like somebody is good. It just means that a survival, of course, you will have to take care of yourself. So these are self-preservation. Therefore, yang will be more sacrificial, the yi would not. The yi would be more of a survivor. So therefore, they survive very, very well. Because yi also look at kachok like that. So they can survive even. Okay, now with all these parts, let's move on into looking at the first one. Yi Chou Daymaster. Yi Chou. Chou is the ox. Ox is the earth pillar for which season?
Winter.
Winter. So therefore, it is winter. So it is wood grown in winter. In the first part during winter, the Yi season is out. Spring is out. So spring is still very weak. Very wood is dead lah. Wood is pretty much dead. And I'm sure you have seen winter before, where all the trees would have lost their leaves and their flowers. So winter flower is quite considered to be an unstable pillar. And Yi Chou sits on what? Yi Chou sits on what? Even though it's unstable, but look at what it sits on. Yi Chou. Yi Chou sits on earth. And what earth is this? Yi Chou sits on yin earth. Therefore,
Yin.
it sits on indirect.
Indirect.
Indirect. Yi Chou has because Chou is a winter. Winter definitely will be the storage of winter if water. So that would be better. And what water is this to the Yi Daymaster? Indirect resource. Indirect resource. And the Yi, of course, has metal in it. And this metal will represent what?
Zinc metal. Zinc metal.
Metal chops wood. Metal counters wood. Therefore, officer, officer, indirect officer is 7.
7 K.
7. And because it sits on metal, because it sits on earth, right? It sits on earth with metal. And of course, ox belongs to what gang? Ox belongs to the
Graveyard.
no, ox belongs to which trinity? What element trinity?
Snake, rooster.
Yeah. 四有丑, so therefore 四有丑 is your metal trinity. Therefore wood sitting on metal trinity. And therefore yi chou is cut wood, so unstable. So therefore the element normally symbolism is it's an unstable pillar, but it sits on indirect wealth. So indirect wealth is mostly people who are indirect wealth. Indirect wealth normally means big picture one. They talk big picture, they don't pay attention to details one. They can talk big ideas, but you don't ask them to go through the journals, the invoice, and then for them to check why there are 2 cents missing. These people they're not interested. And indirect wealth normally, their problem solving solution is if money can solve, use money to solve. Problem, any problem that got money to solve is not a real problem. A problem that money can solve. That would be the perspective of an indirect wealth. And 7K, of course, makes you cunning. Therefore, this cunning. But because Yi Chou sits on metal, wood sitting on metal is cut wood. Cut wood tends to, it depends on what you're reading. If you're reading health, it's not good. If you're reading health, that is not good. And what is Yi Chou afraid of?
Yi Chou. Yi Chou.
What is cut wood afraid of?
You mean
Water.
the metal wood?
Yeah, Yi Chou, that means wood sitting on metal.
Mm-hmm.
Wood water.
Run.
First of all, water, Chou is winter. Winter means water is strong. And so when rain water comes, tends to wash the wood away. Yeah. Bloated sometimes may be bowel problem or even kidney problem. Bloated water. Therefore, that would be somehow but it's mostly for the health part. Okay, but Yi Chou, like most of the Yi are corporate climbers. So they are corporate climbers, manage boss, can manage boss, hours, good in using power, smart, cunning, mostly entrepreneur. So therefore, this is the Yi Chou. The Yi Chou is business people because of the indirect wealth, because of their sovereignty. All right, so this would be, so therefore we look into the one who sits on it. Now next, let's take a look into the Yi Wei. Yi Wei sits on what? What does Yi Wei sits on? We want to bring the comparison because both are also earth. Yi Wei is wood on Wei. Wei is what? Wei is earth, right? Therefore, what earth is this?
Ji earth.
Ji earth. Also indirect.
Yeah.
No. But Wei belongs to which trinity? Wei is what trinity? Wei is
I see. Rabbit, pig.
Hai Mao Wei. Therefore, the pig, the rabbit, and the goat. Therefore, Hai Mao Wei is what combination? What trinity is this? This is
5. Wood. Sorry, wood.
wood trinity. You know it's wood because there's wood there. So therefore, if there's wood here, which makes it a friend, And because Wei is summer, isn't it? Summer means it's the graveyard for summer. Summer is Ting. And what is Ting to the Yi Wood?
Ting to the Yi Wood, eating God.
Eating God.
Eating God.
Eating God. Same element, eating God.
Mm.
Eating God. Huh?
Same element. Mm.
Therefore, these two shares very similar. One is winter, one is in winter, one is in summer. So one is more introverted because once you have Fred and EG, this one is more of more quiet, more of a loner, more lonely, more solitude, the ability to stay. Therefore, these are the cactus. The cactus in a flower in summer, flower in the desert. Therefore, summer in the desert people, they are more less sociable. They are more, so of all the 6 types of wood, they are not so cunning because they got no 7 pillar, not so cunning. But they're very stable. They're very, very stable because they are rooted in wood. So the opposite, it's always like this. When you read, of course, it's always opposite. When one sit on winter, another sit on summer, of course, the opposite. One is winter, one is summer. Therefore, the one in winter is cunning. The one in summer is not cunning, not so cunning. It's more lonely, more, but it's stable. Stable because it is rooted. Stable because it is rooted. And this is unstable. This is unstable. So the one unstable will have more health issues, while this one will be better, right? We have a better health related issue. That will be the way you can consider. Okay. So spiritual is very spiritual. So it's more spiritual. It can be more into it. So in a part, it will because of the wood combination, it will need water. So this is the opposite side, whereby just now do not want water. This one don't like to see rainwater. Each don't like to see rainwater. This one welcomes the rainwater. It welcomes the yang water. So good earth and so on. Then what does it don't like to see then? What does it don't like to see? It doesn't like to see fire because already hot, already hot. Flower on hot earth is already hot. So they don't like to see more warm. So don't like to see the horse. Don't like to see the pink fire. So therefore that will be the part between the two of them. So how do you motivate a yichou? How do you motivate a yichou? Show me the money. Yichou, you want to talk to yichou, you want to Ariel, show some of this. Show this. You want to talk this. You don't talk this, don't talk so much, because anyway, he's sitting on the indirect wealth and can be very, very kind. This one don't talk money. This one don't talk money. This one talk meaning. This one talk meaning. So this one is more about, this one talks about value, meaning. And then this will be what they are motivated for. So we need to know their Daymaster and so on. So which is the so therefore that will be Mahate, right? So you can see the Mahate into one part. This is Yi Wood, so into one part. Now when you say don't talk money, doesn't mean they're not wealthy. Doesn't mean they don't look for money. It just means that the way they carry themselves is tends to be tend to stick to their spiritual belief, tend to speak to their. That means the decisions they make sometimes may not make economic sense. I mean, Mahathir, of course. When a school teacher in France was beheaded, and then he goes saying things like, Muslims have the right to kill French people because 100 years ago the France killed other people. That kind of not doesn't make economic sense, doesn't make but spiritual. That means more towards the kind of agenda that they actually have, that they have some. They're more motivated for that kind of goals in their life. So it's more or less sometimes they see things. But again, that when you talk to them, that's what they mean. But of course, money. So money must be more indirect. It's still their indirect help. Just that you have to tap on to this other type of scenario. Okay. Yi Mao, La Lang. Yi Mao becomes La Lang. This one is the La Lang. Because Mao is of course the spring element, wood sitting on wood. Therefore, it's frank. Therefore, frank is actually very abstract in a way, very narcissistic, very much internalized confidence kind of a person. But of course, this means Yi Mao is at the peak of wood. Yi Mao is the peak of, because rabbit is the peak of the wood element. So when you talk about life, we talk about the life. We talk about the pig, We talk about the rabbit, and then we talk about Hai Mao. Wait, we talk about the
Good.
goat. Therefore, when comes goat, goat to pig, goat to pig, this is the date. This is the date, the date part. Then before you see the pig again. Therefore, Yit rabbit. So the Yit rabbit is at the height of the wood. The strongest element is the wood. And the friends are very, very strong. Very, very strong. But of course, in the case of strong, that is why in Xinhua it's called the wind. It's called the wind. But it is unfortunately also the most spineless of all the wind. Spineless here means fickle-minded. Fickle-minded. One side left, one side right. The wind, where the wind blows. Where the wind blows. Cannot be changed. So not very good in making decisions. Not very decisive. Not very, very decisive. Not very cunning. And of course, least cunning of all the Yi. Least cunning. But the strength, of course, is because Yi Mao is the peak of wood. The wood is very strong. Strong wood is not afraid of metal. In fact, Yi Mao welcomes the metal, becomes useful. Therefore, it becomes cut wood. This is where metal, now wood welcomes the metal. It becomes useful, and metal of course means authority. Authority, and therefore Yi Mao can be responsible if given the authority. If not, it can be quite lalang. It can be quite fickle. It lacks focus. It lacks direction. Because Chinese metaphysics always welcome balance. They always welcome harmony. And when it peaks, it becomes too strong. It swings over sometimes to the other side. Not be able to focus, not be able to because wood is growth, and you grow all over the place. Lalang. Lalang means you grow all over the places. There's no sense of direction, no sense of purpose. But when they do have wood in their chart, then that's where the sense comes in, the strong comes in. Yi Yu. Now we come into the Yi. Technically, this is dead wood lah. This is dead wood. Huh? Basically, this is the concept of dead wood. The concept of wood flower that is already cut. Huh? Flowers that are already cut. It symbolizes flowers that is already dead. Therefore, these are the Yi. Symbolizers like that. Let's take a look into sitting on what. Huh? This is Yi sitting on 17. Sitting on authority. Sitting on the Yin Wood. Therefore, this is the Yi. The Yi sitting on betrayal. Okay, Yi Yo is cut flower. Yi Yo is cut flower, and Yi Yo sits on metal. Sits on metal is sit on influence. Flower. So therefore, wood sitting on metal. So wood sitting on metal. Wood sitting on metal is wood sitting on officer. So wood sitting on metal is wood sitting on officer. And wood sitting on officer or Daymaster sitting on officer likes power. Likes power. And when they can bring in the metal, people are afraid of the Yi. Because Yi Yo is gangster, pure 7 killing. Very sharp, very cunning, quick in thinking, very. And the thing about Yi Yo is, again, what is, if you have a Yi Yo, that means you are a rooster. What is rooster? Rooster is under what trinity? What is the three trinity of rooster?
Snake.
Snake. Okay, so you have the snake. Let's just call it a snake. And then what else?
Ox.
Ox. Okay, so you have the ox. So let me just bring this up. And therefore, this one's like you play poker. This one is blackjack. You play poker. No, you play poker. This is a royal flush, a seasonal flush, because you got the 四有丑. You got the trinity. So very very strong. This one you got very very strong. So you can pull. What can you pull? You can pull in the indirect wealth. You can pull in the direct wealth. You can bring in the officer, metal star coming in, petrol coming in, water coming in. So you can pull in all the elements. Therefore, that's where the 四有丑 pulling in wealth. No problem. These people, you get them to do what? You get them to do fundraising for you. Because first of all, flower can attract. Flower use the power of attraction. Power is damsel in distress. Who can invest in me? I need your help. Therefore, you is able to pull in money. The ability to pull in money. The ability to use authority, do a lot of powerful things. Do a lot of powerful things. Quick to the feet. Okay. The drawback. What is the drawback of a Yi Yo? The drawback of a Yi Yo is that they are so career-minded. They are so power. I wouldn't use the word power hungry, but they are so career-minded. They're so focused in money and power. They are not the best when it comes to relationship, when it comes to health. Therefore, that's where the drawback will come from. They come from this one. Right? So this would be the and so therefore there would be the type of looking into the now every element got their pro and con. Every element will have their own up and down strengths. So therefore this is where the understanding of the Yi view. Okay, so a lot of times don't piss off the Yi people. The Yi people, you insult them, you scold them, you humiliate them, they will smile at you. But remember, the Yi can pull in the Keng. They can pull in the assassin. They can pull in the killer. And Yi Yo is the best one to bring in. They're the one who bring in. So that's why these are the no qualms in betraying people, surrounded by the rabbit rooster internal clash. Therefore, now don't piss off the Yi Yo people. You might not, they might not look threatening to you. I mean, definitely, you want to threaten people, you don't show them. These are not a picture that you show to people when you threaten them, isn't it? So they will look. All right, so this is a Yi Yo, career-minded, very, very focused into doing that, but at the expense of relationship, at the expense of health. That would be the problems. Okay, now what else? That brings up to the Yi, the green snake. The Yi is most beautiful. Sitting on what? What does it sit on? What does this one sit on? The Yi sits on pink fire. What is pink fire? What is pink fire?
Pink fire is
Wood produces fire, so this is output. Wood produces fire, therefore sitting on output. Sitting on hurting
officer.
And Keng. Yi can Yi controls the Yi and Keng. Keng is what? Keng is the officer, which is the direct officer. And what is wood? What is wood? Wood is the direct wealth. Direct wealth.
Earth.
Earth is wealth. Earth is wealth. And it's direct wealth. Right, so therefore this would be the nature of the Yi. Nice plant growing on hill, sunflower, charismatic. Charismatic. And flower, once again, every time we talk about the sun, always talk about sun, should be born during the daytime. And since snake, of course, beginning here. Now, of course, sitting on is also your husband's star, so therefore, female is, so if you see a female lady, lady of leisure, because the husband is a businessman, rich one. Therefore, there will be sitting on rich, wealth, sitting on output. And the thing about Tai is because hurting officer is very strong-headed, hurting officer, ready to strike, the kind of thing. So in a way, also very conflicting. So sometimes the Yi is beautiful, powerful, like Tai, and sometimes of course, but if not careful, when you get clash, there's a new identity in America. They call it Karen. I don't know whether you know or not.
Don't know.
Don't know. Anyway, you can go and Google it. Karen is one of those Fat Lanjang one. If let's say they miss the plane, they'll be the one on the floor kicking their legs, shouting. Therefore, Fat Pehi one. It means if they once they loses it, it become like a Karen. Because hurting officer can hurt people. Hurting officer Fan Quan is very rebellious. And then of course that can also be so usually these people actually of all the of all the 6 day master. Oh yeah, thank you. Somebody wow Jackson. You copy and paste, right? Or you type so much you type. Yeah, Karen is a pejorative. Yeah lah, it's pejorative. It just means those obnoxious, angry, correct, entitled, middle-aged woman who use a privilege. Who use a privilege. Therefore, that's a Karen. I don't mean to say that this is gender. Men also can be that. Men they call it Darren. So Darren or Karen. But usually of course the hurting officer into that part. This would be that kind of. So this would be once it loses and clash, it can go into. So if you want, if you enjoy pissing off any Yi Wood people, piss this one off lah. This one will go crazy shouting. Then you can YouTube, went viral, and then have fun laughing at the person. Yeah, the rest all don't piss off. They can actually kill you. Right. Okay, so anyway, this will be just to look into the kind of the person that they actually. Right. Let's take a look into Najib. Look into the Yi. All right. The thing about Yi, Yi of course is your flower on ocean. Hai is the run water. So therefore here we now have so flower sitting on rainwater. And height, remember, is also the height Mao Wei, is also your rabbit, also your goat. Therefore, the Hai Mao Wei combination means Yi sits on wood trinity, very strong wood. And it harvests the power of the rock. Therefore, Yi Wood sits on Jia, so sit wood. So therefore, Yi Wood sits on Jia. That was the a sign that we can actually consider as well. Okay, and surprisingly, Rosmas is a Jia wood. Rosma is also a Jia shen. Also Rosma Mansa is a Jia. So coincidentally Najib. So this is coincident only. It doesn't mean it's all the time, but when you look into Najib's, Najib's area, his spouse pillar is the Chap, and the Chap, of course, the Chap, of course, is sitting on the rock, for Najib. And coincidentally, Rosma is the Chap, and also Chap Shen, Rosma. And if anybody can advise Rosma is to never call yourself number one. Never call yourself number one. Because again, the fastest way to destroy a Jiak wood, the fastest way to destroy a Jiak wood is to call yourself a first lady. Because the moment you achieve the title number one, usually your end story is not very favorable one. The moment you are number one, things don't go things will not go your way one. You will be, you will be charged in court for all kinds of things. And the moment you're number one, the X will come your way. That's the fate of the chap. Don't be number one. You want to be can just go somewhere. Just don't stand up. The moment you stand out like that, that's about it. Yeah, that's the life of the chap. All right. And what is the life of the Yi? What is the life of the Yi? So Yi, of course, Yi will not be afraid of the X. Yi not afraid of the X. What is the Yi afraid of? How do you kill a Yi? How do you kill a Yi? What is Yi afraid of? Anybody? What is Yi afraid of? Yi will be afraid of
Sin matter.
sin matter. No? So Yi will be afraid of the sin matter. All right. Therefore, here, as you can consider, the Yi height, wood that floats around. Wood that floats around is already on water. They do not want to see any more water. Don't want to see any more water. And see, the water means resource. So water is resource. Water is resource, and therefore the water is too strong, and therefore they want to bring. They want to bring water down. They want to bring the water. Okay. Therefore, this would be. Therefore, this would be good. Again, the Yi Hai is very resourceful. The water is very resourceful, and of course, the very crucial part. The very crucial part is whether or not they are rooted. And most of the time, Yi Hais are survival. They are survival. They are very survival as long as they are rooted. So the more rooting that they have, the greater the art of survival. All right. So this will be just the combination of looking into the and so of course each of them carries the element of what do they welcome, what kind of elements do they welcome, and what do they not welcome. And so to the Yi Hai, their problem is water problem. The Yi Hai is water problem. Water problem from a physical means what?
Kidney.
Gain
Kidney.
weight. Huh? Yeah.
Kidney.
Kidney, yes, correct. Kidney problem. So water problem will be kidney problem, and weight problem, resource problem. Yi Hai is, so of all the flower, Yi Hai is the fattest flower. It's a very fat flower. If they are. So therefore, that will be their health issues that they tend to have as well. Okay. But the Yi Hai, since they are able, since they are able to they're able to harness the power of rock wealth. And so of all the 6 Yi elements, Yi Hai is the one that can harness the power of rock wealth. That means the ability to rock wealth. Basically, rock wealth is like the life of the party. Rock wealth is like the ability to bring people together, like the gang leader, the party leader. That's the power. That's what rock wealth is usually known for, the life of the party, the ability to do so. And therefore, that's where they bring the strength towards it as well. Right. And of course, I'm sure many of you would also know that every 10 years, your luck pillar changes. Every 10 years, luck pillar changes. And for every 10 years that your luck pillar changes, the luck pillar is the continuation. Luck pillar is the continuation of your man. Luck pillar. How do we see luck pillar? Is a combination of your month. So let's say, for example, Najib is born in July, and July is the month of the goat, the month of the goat. And so it depends on whether your luck pillar will be a forward cycle or a reverse cycle. And for a male and yin, the cycle will be reverse. As a cycle will be reversed, you have to go start. To go start. So what comes before the goat? What comes before the goat? The horse.
Horse.
And what comes before the horse?
Snake.
Snake. And before the snake is the
Dragon.
dragon. And before the dragon is the
Rabbit.
rabbit. And before the rabbit will be the tiger. And before the tiger will be the ox.
Ox.
So therefore, Najib is male, but yin. Najib is Yin Daymaster, but male. Therefore, reverse cycle. So reverse cycle, born in the month of goat, will then have this following. And so what happens here is that Najib born in summer. So Wood born in summer. Wood born in summer is not dead. It's not dead. It's also rooted. So therefore out of season, but rooted. Born on decline stage. But now the luck pillar that he has entered is that he is now, okay, I printed this a bit later. This is not the luck pillar anymore already. Therefore, which luck pillar is he in now? Because every 10 years, as you know, when you move into a different luck pillar, you will have different, you can try to say that different luck pillar is different season. Different season. Because luck pillar is the extension of your month. That means your luck pillar is based on your month. Your month is your season. And therefore, what is the season for Najib? The season for Najib, he has entered the water luck cycle. So ever since the year 2007 onwards now, moving towards here, he has entered into his luck. And so now, Najib in the year 2020. So Najib in the year 2020 is in the pillar of Renji. Water, a lot of water. A lot of water. What is water? What is water to Najib? Resource. Resource. And resource problem. Because the one thing that Yi Hai doesn't like to see is water. That's one thing. The one thing that Yi Hai doesn't like to see is wood floats around, do not want to see more water, creating resource problem. And so Najib's luck would be expected to face further challenges when he has first entered the year 2007. And so when he entered the luck pillar, UMNO already lost 2/3 majority in the 2008. And then furthermore, coming into the general election, so when they cross over to his luck pillar, when they cross over to his new luck pillar, then of course he has lost his prime ministership. Then he was charged to jail. Will he go to jail or not? Will he see jail or not? Will he see 7 killing or not? Will Najib see his jailer, the 7 killing in his luck pillar? What do you think? Into the next part of the circle, into the oh well, let's just see what the next luck pillar will bring in the year 2007 then. Alright, so anyway, that will be just how we'll try to see what happens when a Yin Wood move. So each of them, so we have covered the 6 of the Yin highs. Of course, all of them will be very different. So when we bring more depth into the reading, the 6 types of Yin Wood have all 6 types of characteristics, strength, which are opposite to one another. They're opposite. Therefore, sometimes too generic may not be good. Oh, you are Yin Wood are very good in connection. Not really. Not the desert flower. and not the snake flower. So therefore they are not. So therefore they are not likable type. The rest are very likable. And so some welcome water, some hates water, some do not want water. All right, there you go. So this will be just looking into the Yi Daymaster for today. Yeah. So what will be the next Daymaster to cover? What comes after Yi?
Pink.
So next week we'll look into Ping, and we'll look into what really kills Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a Ping fire person, and what normally kills him. All right, okay, so there you go. So that's about what we can cover today. Hopefully, I have covered up. Any questions? Anybody wants to? Well, very quiet or scary. But if any one or two of you will talk, and then the rest of you don't know whether here or not. Oh, busy writing. No exam. No exam. Okay, all right. Okay, so anyway, that's about it for the day. Anybody? Anything? If not, then we'll close it a day. Continue to use the WhatsApp to ask questions. Yeah, at least the more we discuss, the more we learn. It's also very nice. Yeah. Okay, so next week, Ping Fire, the most persistent, most stubborn inventor, the Ping Fire. Okay, guys. All right. Good night. So if not, then I'll see you. All right. Bye.
You will share the notes here, David.